Before the ground freezes and winter tightens its grip, there's a short but crucial window of time for homeowners to prepare their yards. Every year, when the cold sets in suddenly, people look out at their snow-covered gardens and think, I wish I had done that one thing before the frost. So tonight, we're bringing you the essential checklist, the final steps to protect your property, your plants, and your peace of mind before the season of snow and ice begins. Even if winter arrives late, the work you do now can save you from major headaches later. It's not just about keeping things tidy. It's about preserving your investment, your sheds, your greenhouses, and the hard work you've poured into your landscape all year long. Let's start with something that may sound simple, but can save you hundreds of dollars: reinforcing outdoor structures. Greenhouses and metal sheds, while sturdy, are often vulnerable to the sheer weight of snow and ice. It doesn't take much. One heavy storm, a few inches of wet snow, and that thin metal roof can collapse inward. The fix? A few properly cut 2x4s strategically placed to support the interior. Think of it as giving your structure a backbone before winter tries to break it. Lumber is inexpensive, but replacing a damaged greenhouse in the spring can be costly and time-consuming. And remember, even if forecasts predict a mild winter, the weather can change fast. Preparation should always lean on the side of caution. Next up, visibility and navigation. When your yard is buried under snow, you'll quickly realize how disorienting that blanket of white can be. Driveways, walkways, and even small garden paths can disappear completely. That's why experts recommend marking the edges of your property with stakes or brightly colored markers before the ground freezes. These simple guides can make a world of difference when you're shoveling or snowblowing your way out after a storm. Without them, it's easy to misjudge where your driveway ends or accidentally dig up landscaping stones hidden beneath the snow. It's a small effort now that can prevent damage and a few bruised shins later. And speaking of hidden hazards, it's surprising how many of them exist in plain sight until winter covers them up. One of the most common mistakes homeowners make is forgetting about those small but solid features in their yards. Decorative rocks, garden borders, and even small islands made from railroad ties or wood. Once the snow arrives, they become invisible traps. Many homeowners have learned the hard way, tripping or damaging snowplows on these obstacles. A handful of wooden stakes or tomato supports can clearly mark them and save you from an unpleasant surprise. But don't wait too long. Once the soil hardens, you'll need a hammer just to get the stakes in. Now, for those who love spring color, your window to plant spring flowering bulbs is closing fast. Tulips, daffodils, crocuses, they all need to be in the ground before it freezes solid. Planting late doesn't mean you've missed your chance, but it does mean you need to be strategic. Experts suggest planting bulbs about an inch deeper than the standard recommendation if you live in a region with long, harsh winters. This gives them extra insulation from frost. And while it's tempting to skip mulching, that's a mistake you might regret come spring. Mulching is your bulb's winter blanket, protecting the roots and stabilizing soil temperature through the freeze-thaw cycles of winter. There's a lesson learned the hard way in Anchorage years ago. The city once received one of the largest shipments of bulbs outside of South Africa and Holland. A gardener's dream. But that same year, there was no snow cover, and the ground froze deep and fast. Without mulch, thousands of bulbs were lost, their roots destroyed by the cold. It was a sobering reminder that even nature's toughest flowers need a little help. So, before the ground hardens, spread a layer of organic mulch. Grass clippings, shredded leaves, or even straw will do. It's a small task that can make the difference between a lifeless bed and a colorful spring bloom. And here's a common gardening myth to set straight. You don't need to feed bulbs with bone meal or fertilizer. Everything a bulb needs to bloom beautifully in spring is already stored inside it. Adding bone meal can actually cause more harm than good. It retains moisture, which can lead to rot, especially in damp winter conditions. Instead, focus your effort on drainage and insulation. Healthy soil, free of standing water and properly mulched, will protect bulbs naturally without the need for additives. The goal is to create a stable, breathable environment that allows the roots to establish before deep frost arrives. In the end, preparing your yard for winter isn't just about surviving the cold. It's about setting the stage for renewal. A few wooden supports, some bright markers, a layer of mulch, small acts of care that ensure your property endures the season intact. When the snow finally melts and spring sunlight returns, you'll be greeted not by damage or regret, but by thriving plants and strong structures ready for another year. So, before the ground freezes, take a moment to look around your yard. Each step you take now is a promise to your future self that next spring, instead of repairs and replacements, you'll be able to simply enjoy the beauty you worked to protect. Before the ground freezes and winter tightens its grip, there's a short but crucial window of time for homeowners to prepare their yards. Every year, when the cold sets in suddenly, people look out at their snow-covered gardens and think, I wish I had done that one thing before the frost. So tonight, we're bringing you the essential checklist, the final steps to protect your property, your plants,